Hey man, welcome back. Welcome back. Another episode. It's about Sparta with me, myself, Raymar Morgan, and my co-host Travis Walton. Hey man, it's good to be back, Trav. Especially on a high note, like we on right now. The Spartans were able to get a big time victory, man. And this victory remind me of that Jay-Z lyric. Hey, I guess I got my swagger back. Mama, they said I killed the man. Well, I guess I got the dagger back. Hey, my dogs is rolling right now. And I'm so happy. I went to the game, Trav, and you could just feel the energy in Little Caesars Arena. From the jump ball. Like it was just, they was locked in. Dogs was foaming at the mouth. It was just great to see, man. But before we kick off that, tell me, how was your weekend?
Nah, man, I had a great weekend, dog. Like you said, but I was feeling I didn't know what's up. I was wearing my Michigan State shit every day, and I got about 5 outfits, so I've been wearing them just to show my support. And beating Baylor, hitting one of my young bulls. He was in my pre-draft class last year, Adam Flagger. So me and him had our own little bet because he went to Baylor. You feel me? Man, I had a great weekend, man. I'm feeling good, brother. I'm feeling good. Good weekend.
Good. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I stated that it was time to hit the panic button. We were just playing way too cool, too relaxed, playing to the level of competition, and we just weren't throwing the first punch. But against Baylor, man, we looked like a completely different team. We finally threw that first punch, and it seemed like we never looked back. Tell me what you seen during the game versus Baylor that ultimately got us the victory.
Well, I thought we did in Michigan State fashion. Like, everyone was pointing the fingers at us. Like, are they the team that was ranked top 5 preseason? Is this one of the teams of the past that may break the streak? Right? Every little thing break the streak of Izzo making the tournaments. Man. Every little thing that you can think about was being thrown at them. And I was excited because you was in the building, Mo Cleaves was in the building, Steve Smith was in the building, Matt Ishbia was in the building, and a lot of other former Spartans. And all of us, we got they back. We know what's expected. We know how you supposed to take this type of feedback that you've been getting from the audience and from the fans. So for them to respond the way that they did, to start the game the way that they did, and to continue to keep their foot on the pedal the way that they did, I was very proud of them because they needed that moment individually. All our guys played well. There was a lot of smiles. Just across the board. Listen, we played so well, which was a great moment. This was great. I know you were fucking dying laughing. We got Steve-O in the game. The whole crowd was yelling. And Steve-O, classic, great moment. The guy gets the rebound. He smacks the ball out of his hands. The guy pushes him over. Now the whole arena just going crazy.
Crazy.
And I'm sitting there saying, what better moment than this? He goes to they got it on TV, they got the cameras on Rocky, Loopy. They got it on everybody like Steve-O. They said they chant his name. He goes to the free throw line. And I'm saying, come on, Steve-O, knock this shit down.
Come on.
He misses the first one. He does this. Right? Coach Izzo goes, they put the camera on Coach. Coach Izzo goes, calm down. So the next shot comes up, and he misses it again. And as soon as he misses it, he goes on a full sprint and fouls the guy.
He fouls
him. And I loved it because I'm just thinking of Steve-O that just said, man, fuck this, man. And then just go smack him. I loved it. Little Steve-O, I loved it. I loved it. So
Shout out to Steve-O, man.
shout out to Steve-O, bro. But no, that was, I thought, like you said, I thought our guys just came out, man. I was just so excited and happy for them because we all have had those moments where we need a win and we need a quality win to kind of show we Michigan State, bro. You come and play us, you got to come prepared. You may beat us, but big games, we're going to step up, and we haven't done that this year to the way we needed to, and this was one of those times.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, man, with Steve-O, it was a part that you left out. So after he found him, right, mind you, this is Steve-O's, like, this is his time to shine. This is his one shining moment. And he missed, like you said, he missed the free throws. He goes to foul him. And Coach Izzo was like, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Coach is like, what the hell are you doing? Steve-O look at his, and he like, but I didn't foul him. Everybody was like, yes, you did. Yes, you did, Steve. Yes, you did, Steve. So, man, that whole segment was hilarious. But shout out to Steve-O, man. It's just so funny seeing him as a kid and now him developing as a young man and a grown man, and him being able to even play on this stage is just monumental, man. So shout out to Steve-O, man. We love you. We got your back, man. Even though you didn't want to go in the game, I seen that too, by the way, Steve-O. You didn't really want to go in the game. But it's all good. I hope you got a kick out of it, man. You got to enjoy and embrace these type of moments, man, because it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, man. So shouts out to Steve-O. Another big moment that we just had, shout out to T. Walk, man. He just eclipsed his 1,000 points in his MSU career. Man, this guy is different, bro. Like some of the stuff that he's doing isn't really getting the credit that he should be getting. But man, this dude, he nice, bro. He is not. He Drew Neitzel 2.0. He can fill it up, and he can score on all three levels, except posted up. He really has a nice pull up. He can shoot the three. He can beat you off the bounce. He can get to the Baja. He can get to the lane. He pretty much has the game sewn up right now as scoring wise in the Big Ten. So I'm looking forward to just seeing what he has in store during the start of the Big Ten, and once we get into the that race. What you think?
Yeah, like you said, man. Shout out T Walk, man. I'm proud of you for him to be preseason rankings and those things. Before the year, they picked him as the #1 shooting guard in the country, Andy Katz. Yeah. So he's holding up to that, and throughout the year, even though we have not played the way we needed to play, he's been the one consistent factor. Every game he has come to play. And like you said, he hasn't gotten a lot of attention, which is surprising. Well, it's surprising and not surprising because at Michigan State, right, you have to win. And the winning gives you the attention that you want. So we haven't been winning at the level we need to win. So that's why he hasn't been highlighted. But unfortunately, like you said, unfortunately, but the way he's doing it, I can't recall a player doing it the way he's doing it because we haven't had a guy like I was feeling like obviously Drew Neitzel. We both played with Drew and we both were part when Drew was averaging 17 points, but Drew was doing it off of screens and he was doing it in a variety of different ways, pin downs, right? Like it looked different. Kalen, right, is another guy I can go back to that scored the ball, but Kalen was speed, pick and roll, catch and shoot threes. It was different. So the way that Tyson is scoring the basketball and has scored the basketball since he's been here is kind of like, watch this, it's kind of like because he's doing it a little better than Travis Trice did it, right? Travis Trice, his senior year, was in his bag.
Travis was getting to it. Yeah, he was getting
to it, right? And shout out to Trav because he's having a great pro career over in Europe. I think he's in Australia or Europe, one of those two. But So Tyson Walker is doing it, I think, at a higher level than what he did it because he has more freedom, right? It looks different. So I'm saying he had a time against Baylor. He popped double between the legs, lost the ball, regathered, sized him up, cash. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh. And I remember the Arizona game. He coming off the pick and roll, Ray. He snaking it. He getting to his shot. And like the highlight moment, and you was there, so you seen it. He drove right side in midair. He switched to his left hand
Hands.
and put
That
it
was
off
nasty.
and put it off the
Off the
backboard.
glass. Off the
I
glass. Yeah.
said, "Oh, go ahead,
He's
young
elite.
fella, go ahead." He's
He's
elite. So
he's elite.
he's a guy like really should be in conversation amongst people that says this translates. It translates. He can score. He's now shooting at the percentage 39%, 40%, like we thought he should be at the beginning. So he's cooking. He's averaging
Yeah.
20 points, right?
Man.
And so I'm proud of him. Congrats, and like you said, shout out because scoring 1,000 points is only 24 people that have done it. You one of them. You one of them. You one of them.
Yeah,
But-
man. You can't take that lightly.
You know what I'm saying? You can't take it lightly. So
No,
he wanted
sure.
a 24. That's big time. It's big time, young bull.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now speaking about the other players, tell me who was your biggest X factor heading into January? Because in my opinion, I think it needs to be Jaden Akins or Malik Hall. And I'll tell you why. Malik Hall is, like I said this before, he's such a versatile player. He can play multiple positions. He can defend multiple positions. And just when he's locked in and he's giving us that energy, we're a totally different team. Now, Jaden, on the other hand, he's going to bring it. We know he's going to get after it on the defensive end. He's going to guard the best player. So he's locked in a little bit different type of way. But I think now that he's starting to make some shots, and if his three ball gets to going, he's gonna be a person to look forward to in January because he's just so dangerous as far as defending and scoring buckets on the offensive end. So tell me, who is your X factor leading into January, Trav?
Okay. Now, I've been saying this, and I've seen it in the summer, and I have watched his development, and I want to have a moment about him because I want to give him a big shout out. I think the X factor is Trey Holloman. Trey has been playing his ass off.
He really has.
Trey, when Trey started, we talked about this. He went 5 for 5 from the three-point line when Tyson was out. He had another time he started. He had 10 assists. He's shooting the ball right now at like 48%. Last year, he was shooting like 14%. So this is a guy that got in the gym and worked. He wasn't looking at the basket last year, Ray.
Yeah,
This dude got in the gym, and arguably, right now, he's our second best shooter. Arguably, from stats and everything.
Yeah.
Every game, he was the third leading scorer in the Baylor game. He had 11.
Yeah.
He played well. He made big plays.
He did.
Right?
Play after
Last
play.
night, play after play. Last night against Oakland, he was 2 for 5. Right? Like, so he's my X factor. I'm actually watching him, and I can, when I look at a guy like him, I look at a guy that has a good player, a good freshman that came behind him, and Jeremy Fears.
Yeah.
And to everybody else, this is why I have to salute him, because I've been in that position before where everybody is saying that these people, the class behind you, because they're good players, they're the next up. They're going to take over, step aside, let them take their position. And as a player, you have to stand down and be like, nah, that ain't happening.
Nah.
Like,
For sure.
it ain't happening. So, Trey, this dude has fought every game, game in, game out, and has performed well. And I think he's a big piece to what we're doing because now we need his shooting. We need his shooting. And his ability to defend is what he came in for. He came in because he was a defender, a leader. So some of those qualities he already possessed. You've seen it. He plays hard as hell.
Yeah, you
And
do.
now he's shooting the ball better. So my X factor is Trey Holloman. I
That's
actually
that's
think
a good one.
the more that we can empower him, he is showing, bro. He's showing it. He's showing that you give him more, he's taking the responsibility, and he's doing a damn good job. So shout out Trey. You my X Factor. You've been planning having a hell of a year for you. And I'm excited to watch your development the rest of this year and moving forward.
You know what, Trav? That's a great point. You brought up a great point, and I also want to shout out to Coop, man. Coop has been
Ooh,
playing his ass off, coming
yeah,
off the bench, filling in, coming in, playing big time minutes behind Matty, and is really coming into his own, man.
yeah.
He's screening well, he's rolling hard, and he's giving that big man presence that we need. So shout out to Coop as well. He's another one, but before we switch topics, man, we had another game. We play Oakland. Now, if you have gone to Michigan State, you know what this Oakland game means. In their minds, this is the biggest game of the year. This is a rivalry game for Oakland every single year because they have something to prove. And we came out and did what we were supposed to do and beat that ass, quite frankly. I mean, these guys, I think, man, this might have been the wake-up call that we needed because these guys are rolling. You got guys like Walk doing what he does. AJ is starting to come into his own, taking leadership again and really playing the type of basketball that we're used to seeing. So shout out AJ. And then we had Malik Hall that had a pretty good game as well. So Trav, just touch on a couple of areas on what you've seen about the Oakland game that impressed you the most.
Yeah, well, it's kind of what you just said. So think about it. We've been talking about their shooting, right? They shot 60% from the three-point line higher from the three-point line the Baylor game. Nebraska, they shot the ball well from the three-point line. Then they
Right.
came back. We came back this last game and they shot the ball again well from the three-point line as a team. So kind of what you said, we're starting to turn the corner from our shooting woes, right? And not only that, you shouted out Carson. Marty
Yeah.
and Carson are both playing their ass off. They had the exact same numbers: 7 points, 8 rebounds, 19 minutes, 18 minutes. And you are now starting to watch us turn the corner collectively as a
Yeah.
group. You talked about AJ. AJ has now started to find his swag. Right now,
Yeah.
he's doing some things for us. He turned the ball over 4 times against Baylor, but it didn't feel bad. And he
Not
came
at all.
back this Oakland game. He had 0 turnovers. So you're starting to watch guys turn the corner individually. Yeah, Tyson only had 14 points, but we didn't need him to go get out 2025. We needed other guys to play well. And again, whenever you can have a game when everyone except for one guy scores, that's a great night. That's a
It
great night.
is.
Every person
It
that
is.
played scored except for Smith, but he played 3 minutes. So
Yeah.
when you have a night like that, everyone's feeling good. Coming off a great win against Baylor, when, like you said, there was so much attention on that game itself, and the comeback and the play of school that, yeah, they're circled on our calendar because we know it's Oakland. Yeah, so like whenever you play Oakland, it's their Christmas game. And it's a great game for us as well because we get to come back home. You get to see familiar faces, guys you didn't grew up with, for especially the Michigan guys. For us, me and you, that wasn't the case. But if you're a Michigan guy, you've been playing against these guys forever, probably went to school with some of them. So we just want to come out and play well, and we did that. And then shout out to Rocket. Rocket came out, had a good game. I know it was a big game for him. to come and play against a former team, and he played well. But ultimately, we did what we were supposed to do, coming off a big game against Baylor and taking care of business. And I think this game, like you just said, can help us continue to push forward, build the right habits. There's no school, so we're getting extra practice time, and we can really use this to turn the corner.
Speaking of things that we were supposed to do, let's look ahead and talk about Stony Brook a little bit. This is a team that we're supposed to win. Going against Stony Brook, a good team. I think they're 7 in their conference. But I mean, if we just keeping everything a buck, we supposed to win this game easy. This is one of those feel good games where you pat your stats and feel good about yourself. Quite honestly, these guys, they are a good team, but it's so important that we come out with that same mentality, come out ready to play, because one of these losses could wipe us off of the face of the earth if we're just being quite honest. While we got a good win versus Baylor, a loss like Stony Brook could most definitely just wipe all of those great memories away just that fast. So, Trav, what do we have to do to just not look past and stay prepared versus this Stony Brook team?
So it's like you told the team when you said you spoke to them. Stack days, man. Stack good games. Stack good practices. Stack good days individually. This is the time. It ain't about nobody else. It ain't about nobody else. This is about us. This is when Michigan State, we start turning that corner, right? Baylor was a team that fell victim to us getting better in practice, to us finally seeing those good days turn into great games. Oakland, good day. We played well. Everyone played well. Stony Brook, like you said, we're supposed to win this game, but let's not just win. Like, let's start winning in a fashion where it goes, no, we were just learning each other. We were not even, I would say, take that back, not learning each other. We were learning what it felt like to have the attention of the world on us.
Yeah.
You don't know. Different. It's different, bro. Everyone. Different. That's like, listen, just to flip it for 1 second. It's like you talking to a guy and he says, yeah, when I shoot the ball, I'm going to shoot 50% from the three-point line. Easy. And you like, nah, bruh, 50%, no one shoots that. It's like 40%, 44%. Those are great shooters. So I equate that to, we were ranked top 5 in the country. You can say you know what that is and how easy that is, but it's not. That's not normal. So you have to be able to, take what comes with that. And you can think you know what comes with it. And you can think you're prepared for it. But sometimes you're not. Yeah. So these games is not about no team that we play before January. This is all about us. And we have to build great habits so we can prepare for January to get really into the Big Ten season and really take a step, because we 0-2 right now.
For sure. Now that you just broke that down, of course, we got Christmas coming up. What is one thing that you want the Spartans to do that'll make your Christmas just that much better? Whether it's get some victories or just punish their opponents, like you just said, or whatever the case may be. What are some of your wishes for the Spartans for Christmas?
Man, my wish is that I want them to. It ain't about nobody. It's about us. I really want to see us turn the corner and win games in the fashion that we should be winning. We are a top 5 team. We have not performed like a top 5 team, right? But we are a top 5 team. This is why we were ranked that in the preseason. Now let's turn this corner. Everybody was paying attention to Baylor game. Nobody thought we would win outside of the people that was in that locker room or the person that wanted to bet and be against the world. There's somebody that made a big ass bet and said, I picked Michigan State to win the whole time. But deep down, they were worried. So my wish is that we can go play and perform the way that we know we can and the way that we were ranked in preseason because we are that good. We are that good.
I think my wish is just for them to continue being dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was missing for a short period of time, but now I think we got it back.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had mentioned that in our Spartan Dogs chat. It was like, man, where's our fight at? Where's
Mm-hmm.
that dog mentality that we usually have? And we just seemed that it was a lack thereof. But now I felt like after that Baylor game, we turned that light switch on. Everything is starting to slowly click. Guys are starting to care or play for each other now. So it's hitting a little different, and I like what I'm smelling in the air, man. It's a lot of love being spread on the court, and it's good basketball being played. So that's my only wish, man. They just keep that fight, keep that dog in them, and hey, man, let's get after it. When that jump ball go up, it's up. It's up. We want all the smoke. We going up the chimney to get it.
Yes,
So
sir.
it is what it is, man. I'm looking forward to the future. I'm looking forward to this Big Ten because a lot of teams probably right now think that we sweet. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? After the Wisconsin and after the Nebraska loss, but it ain't sweet, man. We was going through something. It's like when you dating a girl and she break up with you. You know what I'm saying? Like you go through something for them first couple of weeks, and
And you get your
you ain't
swag
feeling
back.
you ain't feeling like yourself. Then it's time to link up with the guys. You go out one or two times, and you get that swag back. You get that bounce back.
Yeah.
Like, man,
Yeah.
hey, man, I'm about to show you why you shouldn't have left
Her
me.
loss.
You
Her
feel me?
loss. Her
Yeah, her
loss.
loss. You feel me? So that's all that was, man. We getting back to it, and I hope the guys can, just bounce that energy off each other. Even when the crowd, because there's no crowd right now, so even when the crowd, I'm in the student section, excuse me. Even when the student section isn't there, hey, feed that energy off each other. Because that's it's us against the world, and hey, we all we got and we all we need at the end of the day, man. So just to keep it that simple and plain, man. Just have that energy, and we gonna go far. I'm telling you, I believe it. I believe it. I truly do.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I think we have a good chance, bro. Like you said, I love that. I was so happy when I see all of y'all at the game and y'all
Yeah,
was in
man.
the locker room. And
Ah,
and listen, let's shout out Izzo, man, because the way that he allows us to have access and to allow for the current players to look at the former players and hear our voice and allow the guys that meant a lot to the program and did a lot for the program to come in the locker room after games
it's
or
huge.
even at practices and have a voice, man, that's huge. That don't happen everywhere, bro. Now,
No, not
again,
at all.
if you the NBA player, you can go to all your former schools, and you will have a voice. But guys that may not have made it to the NBA or guys that quote unquote outside of the alumni base may not think was that important. Now, if you were important when you played there and you had a voice, Izzo gonna make sure your voice stays strong. So I was hella excited when I got to see you, Smitty, Mo, all you all in the locker room talking to the
Oh
guys,
man.
bro. It don't get no better than that for me, bro. I love that
No,
shit.
for sure, man. It was just great to be there, feel that energy. Like I said, I got a chance during the game to even speak to some players. Hey, man, roll harder. You know what I'm saying? Just giving them little tips during the game and what I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? Me
Yeah.
and it's crazy because I'm sitting right next to Mo Cleaves. So it was one possession, dog. I think they got a steal. They got out, and this is when they threw the oop to Tyson to T Walk.
Ooh.
And T Walk got the bang up, man. I damn near knocked my son on the court, man. He damn near fell on the ground. I had to pick him up, make sure he was good, dust him off. It was just that energy, man. The energy brought back so many memories, and it was a great feel good moment. I think for everybody, man, just getting that win and seeing all the alumni be in the building and getting a chance to just build with the guys, man. It's
No
always
doubt.
good. So, man, hey, I think that's it, man. I think we pretty much covered everything. It has been another episode of About Sparta. Thanks for joining us. This is season 2, episode 4, I believe. 3 or 4. Four,
Rolling
four,
now. Four.
four. Yeah, we rolling, baby. We rolling. Hey, man, tune in with us next time. And until then, stay safe, stay loved. Peace.
Merry Christmas.